my channel and welcome if you are new. I am so excited about today's video. It is a budget small pantry organization. As you can tell here, my pantry is small and it was in dire need of some organization. And so I am using everything that I have. I did not go out and spend a penny on this organization. I just made do with what I had, and I am so amazed with how it turned out. You're gonna have to stick around to the end because the after is amazing. Now, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. My name is Melanie. I am a stay-at-home mom of 2 little boys. As you can see here, they are busy helping me. And on my channel, I do mostly cleaning, organizing, and some homemaking videos. And so I would love to have you stick around, subscribe, and join my YouTube family. I have a lot more cleaning and organization videos coming up, and I would love for you to hit that thumbs up button, give me a like. It helps out my channel so much. And if you're not following me on Instagram yet, I would love to have you follow me there. I share a lot more of my day-to-day life. My Instagram handle is @thisboymom_life. And so let's get into this video. I'm showing you how dirty my pantry was. It definitely needed some cleaning out along with organizing. And so after I had cleaned out the entire bottom part of my pantry, I just went in and wiped the shelves down with some dish soap and water, and then after that I could get to actual organizing. So as you can see here, I am using mason jars to organize my pantry. I have a ton of jars like this because I do a ton of canning and preserving in the fall, well really throughout the year. And I buy a lot of my dry goods, pantry goods, in bulk from a local Mennonite bulk food store around here where I live. And so I was really wanting to get things out of their bags because my boys, they don't know how to leave them alone, and they like to poke holes, and then things don't stay fresh, right? And so I'm just putting them into jars, everything that I can, and then I'm labeling them with a white Sharpie paint marker or paint pen. I know I could actually buy labels or make my own labels for these jars, but I want to be able to use these jars in the future for more canning. And so using a white or a Sharpie paint pen, Sharpie paint marker, whatever, I can easily just wash that off and use the jars for something else. And so I highly recommend, if you are wanting to organize your pantry, even if you have to buy new mason jars, it is actually significantly cheaper than buying any other kind of storage containers. And you'll see I'm using whatever I have. So some of these are dollar store glass container or storage containers, and most of them are mason jars that I already had. The other dollar store ones are ones that I had as well. They just aren't mason jars. But yeah, just you have to really stick around to the end to see how this all turns out. It was amazing, but it was so satisfying to see everything in like clear glass jars. I don't know what it is. I don't know if anybody else is this way, but I love seeing things in glass jars being organized. And so I can't wait for you to see the end. I do recommend, if you are doing any kind of pantry organization and switching any kind of item from the original packaging into a jar or storage container, that if it has special instructions, to put those instructions, either tape them onto the back of your container or on the bottom, or to actually just cut them out and put them in the jar with it, as you saw me do with the rice. This way you don't have to like look it up or try and find your papers or packaging after. And again, here I had found these jars at a thrift store, the tall one where I'm putting the oil in, a while back already, and I didn't know what I was going to use them for. I just bought them, and I thought, oh, this would make a great storage container for my oil. And as you see here, I'm starting to put things back into my pantry cupboard, and honestly, until I saw, I can't even remember who it was on YouTube here, that they were changing their shelf heights in their pantry or in a cupboard, and I was like, why can't I do this to this cupboard as well? Even though we live in a rental, it doesn't matter. I can still change them, and anybody can still change them back whatever they want. And so I changed it to make a little more space in the bottom for my taller jars. Now, my lower pantry is more like my cooking, you know, items such as like breakfast and anything I would need for like soups, and we have potatoes almost every night for dinner, and so like the potatoes and onions are on the bottom, and my oils and vinegars, that kind of thing. My husband's granola bars in the basket there. Although I do keep my extra flours on the bottom just because that's the only space I have. And then my top part of my pantry cupboard is all my baking items. And so you can see here, I was doing this when my boys were home, and they just want to be right next to me helping as much as they can. And so I'm just, you know, getting everything put back, and you're going to see how amazing it looks after. As you can see here on the bottom shelf, I have the onions, potatoes, garlic, vinegars, my tall jar of oatmeal that wouldn't fit anywhere else, and on the middle shelf is all my soup and pastas, and then my husband's flaxseed and peanut butters, and then the top shelf is more cereals and crackers. And starting day 2, I did this in 2 separate days because I found it extremely overwhelming to try and do everything in one day. And so I'm just clearing out my top pantry cupboard here with all of my baking stuff, and I had a lot of my bowls and measuring cups and measuring spoons, that kind of thing, stored in here as well, which I'm moving to a different cupboard because I had made space in another cupboard for that. And so guys, I cannot wait for you to see how this top pantry cupboard turns out. It will shock your socks off, literally. So again, I'm putting all of my baking ingredients into glass mason jars, and you're going to see I put the flour into a big gallon jar. I had accumulated that years ago already from making my own kombucha tea, and I'm going to be using 2 half-gallon jars, oh no, sorry, not 2, 1 for my brown sugar. I tried to put things into like as large containers as I could, or as large jars as I could, because I know I use a lot of flour and I use a lot of brown sugar, and then the rest was all into like my quart and pint jars. But yeah, and I really encourage you guys, like, don't go out and spend a ton of money on your pantry organization storage containers. It really, I mean, you can if you want, but you really don't have to. You can make your pantry look amazing on a budget. Now, what I was using in the past, as you can see here, the blue and the black lids, was my Tupperware containers. I had real Tupperware containers from like my early 20s is probably when I bought them. And I still kept them. I don't really like them, but I still kept them just in case I want to go back to using them. But I honestly prefer the glass so far. And I'm hoping that I have enough jars for canning that I don't need to use these. But again, like, you really don't have to spend a lot of money. You can get a lot of amazing storage containers at like a dollar store or Dollar Tree, or even like these mason jars. You can get, this is in Canadian figures, but I know I can get a dozen of the quart, or the, what is it, the 1 liter jars for about, what was it, $14 or $15 in Canadian. So I'm sure it's actually cheaper in the US. But that's like just a little over $1 a jar, right? And so I know storage containers are so ridiculously expensive. So just again, a friendly reminder, please don't spend a lot of money on your pantry organization. Again, here I had found this cute jar at a thrift store, or bottle I guess it would be, and I thought, oh, this would make a cute little jar for my vanilla. Now, funny little thing about this vanilla, I bought it at this local Mennonite bulk food store, and it said natural vanilla, and I thought, oh, this is gonna be like amazing pure vanilla. And in my head I was thinking like the Mexican vanilla, because I know from, you know, my growing up and my mom buying Mexican vanilla that it is like the best, most amazing smelling vanilla, and it's so pure and it makes your, you know, cookies and baking taste so good. And this vanilla was nothing like that. Like, it has no flavor. I don't know what kind of vanilla it is, but it's definitely not good vanilla. So I'm definitely not buying that again. But has anybody ever tried making their own vanilla? Like, all you need is vanilla beans and vodka, and you let it sit for like, I don't know, is it 2 or 3 months? I definitely want to try that sometime, but let me know down in the comments if you guys have tried that before. And here I'm just going through my baskets of like smaller baking ingredients, like my jellos, my puddings, my gelatin, all of my sprinkles and cookie or cake decorating supplies, food colorings, yeast, muffin liners, that kind of thing, and just making sure there's nothing expired, which I did realize that my yeast was expired, some of it, and just consolidating as much as I can. And those 2 baskets then will go at the top, because I don't use items from there very often other than the yeast. I do some yeast baking, especially for our weekly pizza night. But yeah, and here I'm starting to put things back, and guys, I am so excited for you to see the finished product, because I was so proud of how this pantry turned out. And so I'm just going to let you enjoy watching me put it back in, and then I'm going to pop on right at the end and show and share with you guys how amazing it looks. So here's a little reminder of what the before looked like, and here is the after, guys. I am so happy with how it turned out, and this is also the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you are new and not subscribed yet, I'd love to have you join my YouTube family, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.